Get ready, because today's video might change your life. Hidden in old jars, dusty boxes, and forgotten wallets are pennies that look dirty, damaged, and totally worthless, but their true value is shocking. These coins are some of the rarest and most desirable treasures in the entire coin collecting world, and collectors are hunting for them everywhere. What if I told you that a tiny old copper coin from 1945, a coin so dirty, worn, and ordinary that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick it up? These coins have shocked collectors and auction houses because the 1945 wheat penny hides some of the most extraordinary mint errors ever created. Wrong metal strikes, double dies, off-center disasters, foreign planchets, experimental blanks, clipped planchets, and even rare wartime leftovers can turn this worthless old penny into a life-changing jackpot. Between 1943 and 1945, the mint experimented with different metals due to wartime shortages. In 1943, pennies were made of steel instead of copper. In 1944 and 1945, the mint returned to copper, but leftover steel planchets, foreign coin blanks, silver dime blanks, and brass ammunition shells were still being recycled in the facilities. 1945 wheat penny struck on a silver dime planchet, rarest known, low grade, $15,000 to $40,000 mid-grade, $50,000 to $120,000 high grade, $200,000 to $450,000 finest known example, over $1,000,000. This is why collectors check every old wheat penny. They hope to find this one. 1945 penny struck on a foreign planchet, minor foreign blanks, $5,000 to $15,000 rare foreign metals, $15,000 to $40,000 extremely rare mismatches, $50,000 to $150,000 plus off-metal error. 1945 penny struck on a steel planchet, typical example, $30,000 to $60,000 high grade, $100,000 to $250,000 plus 1945 double die obverse, DDO, high grade, $3,000 to $7,500 plus 1945 double die reverse, DDR, mint state, $2,000 to $5,000 plus 1945 wrong die, slash mule error. Mismatched set of dies is almost unheard of, $10,000 to $75,000 plus Hautio. Check your 1945 penny for rare errors. Normal copper, 3.11 grams silver dime blank, 2.5 grams steel blank, 2.7 grams foreign planchets, 2.8 to 3.0 grams. Any unusual weight equals big money. Silver equals possible silver dime planchet, steel gray equals possible steel blank, yellow equals foreign brass planchet. Look for doubling, repunched mint marks, distortions, or shadow images. Missing rim, off-center design, or clipped metal increases value dramatically. Thin or thick coins equals wrong planchet errors. Copper dull. Sound silver high-pitched ring especially. Missing details, weak strikes, cut-offs, missing letters. 1945 penny struck on silver dime planchet, $408,0001945 off-metal foreign planchet, $138,0001945 steel planchet penny, $108,0001945 DDO high grade, $7,500. The next major discovery could easily break $1 million. A single old, dirty penny from 1955 could turn into a life-changing treasure. Because the 1955 wheat penny isn't just rare, it isn't just collectible, that you're digging through an old jar of dirty pennies, coins that have been sitting untouched for 30, 40, even 50 years. They look worthless, faded, brown, and forgotten. But suddenly, your fingers stop. Something looks strange. Something looks different. And in that moment, you might be holding one of the most shocking, most valuable, and most mind-blowing error pennies in American history. The 1955 wheat penny was minted during the final decade of the Lincoln wheat ear design, which ran from 1909 to 1958. The Philadelphia Mint produced 330,958,200 pennies that year. So at first glance, nothing seems rare or special. Late one night in 1955, while production was running at full speed, something went wrong on one of the working hubs. That a misalignment occurred between the obverse die and the machine used to impress the design. This mistake created a doubled image, an error so dramatic that even without magnification, the doubling can be seen clearly, but the mint didn't catch the mistake in time. Thousands of these faulty coins entered circulation, mixed with millions of regular pennies. Fire low-grade, VG, fine, dirty, worn, heavily circulated pennies may still sell for $900 to $1. 500. Even extremely damaged examples still bring hundreds. Fire mid-grade, VF, XF. Coins with decent detail go for $1. 500 to $3. 500. Fire extremely fine. U. Almost uncirculated. Collectors pay massive premiums for these. $5,000 to $25. 000. Fire mint state red, MS. 63 to MS. 65. These are ultra rare. $50. 000 to $125. 000. Fire top pop examples. MS. 66. MS. 67. Auction results have shocked collectors. $200. 000 to $350. 000. Collision. The $1 million mystery. Several private sales and rumors suggest that exceptionally red, nearly flawless examples have been offered or sold for over $1 million to elite collectors. This is why the 1955 double die penny is often called off-center strikes. 5% to 50% off. 25. 50% off-center equals $300 to $1,000 plus. If the date is visible, values skyrocket. Struck on wrong planchet. $5,000 to $75,000 plus double strikes / off-center double strikes. These dramatic errors can bring $1,000 to $10,000 plus. Collectors love double strike wheat pennies. How to check if your 1955 penny is valuable. Liberty and the date are the biggest clues. A bright red or red-brown penny is far more valuable than a dark brown one. If it's underweight or overweight, it could be a wrong planchet error. Any visible mint error increases value. PCGS or NGC authentication increases value by 300% to 500%. Record auction sales. $114. 000. PCGS MS. 65. 288,000 pesos. PCGS MS. 66 are rumored private offers near $1 million for near-perfect red examples. You might be holding one of the rarest and most valuable 1940 wheat penny errors ever created. You're sitting at your table, flipping through a handful of old, dusty, dirty pennies. Coins that look worthless. Coins that look like junk. Coins you wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the street. The 1940 wheat penny was minted during the early years of World War II, when the United States was preparing for wartime production. Copper was still abundant, and minting was at full power. With nearly 781 million total pennies minted in 1940, this year wasn't rare for regular production. Millions survive today. 1940 double die obverse, DDO, high grade, $5,000 to $12,000, top mint state red, $20,000 to $40,000 plus. Some extreme doubling varieties have sold privately for $75,000 plus. 1940 DDDO, even rarer than Philadelphia. AU, $2,000 to $5,000 MS red, $15,000 to $30,000 highest pops, $50,000 plus. 1940 SDDO plus DDR combo errors average condition, $2,000 to $7,500 high grade, $10,000 to $25,000 top examples, $40,000 to $75,000 1940 off-center strike, 5% to 75% off, 70% off-center, $2,500 to $4,000 1940 broad strike error high grade examples, $800 to $1,500 1940 struck on wrong planchet, silver dime planchet, $7,500 to $25,000 experimental or foreign blanks, $30,000 to $75,000 unique examples, $100,000 to $250,000 plus double strike / triple strike errors high grade, $3,000 to $10,000 plus extreme double strike, $15,000 plus. 1940 cut break errors, major die breaks, large, dramatic cut, $1,000 to $3,000 extreme full rim cut, $5,000 to $10,000 plus. How to identify a valuable 1940 error penny, especially on Liberty, date, motto, and Lincoln's face. RPMs, repunched mint marks, add value, cuts, breaks, distortions equals valuable. Off-center, broad, misaligned, huge value. Normal weight equals 3.11. Wrong weights equals wrong planchet equals $double impressions, increase value dramatically. PCGS or NGC can multiply the value by 300% to 800%. Fire keycap, 9 highest auction sales for 1940-era pennies, $24,000. 1940 MS Red Double Die $35,000. 1940 DMS 66 Double Die $48,000. 1940 SDDR and High Grade $62,500. 1940 Struck on Silver Dime Planchet $79,000. 1940 Off Metal Multi-Strike Example $125,000 plus. Unique Experimental Off Metal Strike Private Sales rumored at over $250,000. And yes, for extreme, one-of-a-kind wrong planchet or dramatic double strike combinations, some collectors estimate values reaching close to $1 million. Coins like these are the holy grail pieces of the 1940 series. You're digging through an old jar of dirty coins, the kind most people think is worthless, and suddenly you pull out a small brown penny that looks like any other wheat cent. But what if I told you that this simple? Because among the pennies minted in 1944 lies one of the most unbelievable minting mistakes in American coin history. A mistake so rare, so shocking, so incredibly valuable, that even experienced collectors dream of finding just one. That the year 1944 was important for U.S. coinage. World War II was still raging, and the U.S. Mint was under enormous pressure to conserve materials for the war effort. Just 1 year earlier, in 1943, the Mint produced pennies out of steel coated with zinc because copper was needed for ammunition and military wiring. Why 1944 pennies exist with rare errors? After producing steel cents in 1943, some leftover steel planchets remained inside the presses. When 1944 began, the Mint switched back to copper but accidentally struck a tiny number of 1944 pennies on leftover steel blanks. This mistake created the famous 1944 steel wheat penny, one of the rarest and most valuable coins in American history. At the same time, several other errors occurred because of worn dies, incorrect blanks, and wartime production stress, creating a long list of incredibly rare 1944 error pennies. 1944 steel wheat penny. This is the king of all 1944 errors. The 1944 penny should be copper, but a microscopic number were struck on leftover steel planchets from 1943. Low grade, $10,000 to $75,000 high grade, $100,000 to $500,000 mint. State examples. White medium star over $1 million at auction. A nearly perfect 1944 steel penny sold for $373,750. Another sold close to $1 million, depending on condition and rarity. This is one of the most valuable error coins in U.S. history. 1944 D over S, D/S. Mint mark ERROR mint state. $5,000 to $15,000 plus. High-end examples have sold for over $20,000. 1944 double die obverse, DDO, top grade. $10,000 plus. 1944 off-center error, 60% plus off-center. Date visible $1,000 to $3,0001944 penny struck on wrong planchet. These are extremely rare and valuable. $5,000 to $15,000. Some rare planchet errors exceed $30,000 to $50,000. 1944 clipped planchet error, double or triple clips. $1,000 plus. How to test your 1944 penny for rare value if you have 1944 pennies. Here's how to check them. If it sticks, could be $1 million steel penny. Check for missing coins. D/SRPD. Repunched mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the letters. Anything unusual could be valuable. Copper. 3.11 grams steel. 2.7 grams.